Oh wow, I think I figured it out. Tell me it's working. Oh yes, I think I figured it out. Y'all can't tell me nothing now. Can I see better? Okay. One thing. No, if I like this video. No, I want this to be. Oh, there we go. All right, let's see if I can do this too. Can I do this at the same time? What's up, everybody? I think I figured this thing out. Oh my goodness. Yes, I have. Um, I'm checking a few things. If I figure this out, y'all gonna be sick of me. Just to figure out everything. I'll do everything for you. See, I'll go live here. I wonder if it's gonna echo. So I am live on charger. Give me 1 second. Where are my other chargers? No, no. This is not good. I finally figured it out, and now I got a low battery. Y'all, the people on TikTok are MIA. So I am live. I don't know why this thing is upside down. I don't understand that. I don't want to flip this camera. It shouldn't be upside down. But we're gonna figure this out. And I'm gonna check here. So I'm live on Rumble. You can go to jazzalexander.com live. And I am checking a couple of things. I should be live on my other one. There we go. Boom. Is that better? Yep. Okay. Can everybody hear me? I think so. This still should be live as well. All right, so I'm Jazz Alexander. I'm a Dallas realtor, licensed in Texas. And anybody want to hop on? We'll talk about anything you want. Just drop the comments. Anything on your mind, give you new perspective. People always say I have a different way of thinking about things. So, in this golden era, we're gonna win. So, if you have any questions about real estate or just life in general or technology, let's talk about it. Right now, I'm playing with this technology to see if it's working on everything. Wish I knew how to go live on LinkedIn. That would be nice. Okay, that one has. And I guess if I put this camera over here, it might be better. Hey everyone, what's up, Arthur? Arthur on TikTok. So I'm live on jazzalexander.com. Let's see, I think I'm gonna stand up. All right, so join us a guest. We got guests on TikTok. So I'm on TikTok and I'm on jazzalexander.com, which is Rumble. And it's streaming across Instagram, Facebook, and I can see all my notes. I wish I could stream on my Rumble to TikTok because then I can see everything together. But we'll see how that goes. All right, so I do want to give y'all some real estate news. Well, it's not real estate news. The Fed hasn't changed the rates yet, but in April we had rates lower than February of 2021. So that means the inflation rate is down lower than 2021. So that's in the last 4 years. Um, that happened in April. They were supposed to update the interest rates and make them lower or whatnot, but they haven't done so. They haven't done so. And so I kind of look into all this kind of stuff because I am an economics grad and I do love this stuff. But hey everybody, thanks for joining. Um, so if you're in the market, um, it's gonna pick up fast. So I tell my clients, you want to go ahead and start shopping now. Start getting pre-approved. Pre-approvals typically last about 90 days. So if you don't think you're gonna do anything this month, coming up June, so my birthday's in June, June 12th. I do love referrals and money. So, but hey, Melissa, Jewel. Oh, and the funny thing is, I was talking about earlier is, with the new bill. So we had to we put a couple of people out of the country. So these are all going to be American built homes now. So some people got upset about that. But if you want a house that's as nice as your grandparents' house that has integrity and everything else, that's what we got to do. If you want wages to go up, that's what we got to do. We got to start building here. So I think there's going to be a big economic boom, um, and I think it's going to happen really soon. So, I mean, I would just get in if you can purchase now. I would just get in, purchase, let all that crazy stuff happen. When everybody floods the market, the competition floods the market, and go from there. Because it's gonna be great, especially in Texas. So I'm in Texas. So if you're thinking about moving for Texas, go ahead and shoot your questions. If you have questions about Texas, I pretty much licensed in the entire state. Well, I am licensed in the entire state. Um, so I can do business anywhere. I think this one's still going. And so this is new for me to go live. So y'all bear with me on this. But there's a what Donald Trump is calling the one big beautiful bill. Now, once that drops, it's a wrap. I mean, I don't know how the news is going to spin that negatively. The news has been doing a great job lying to most of the people. But I don't know how long that can go on because, as you can see, egg prices are down, gas is going down, and I mean, like when I don't know when people are going to stop listening to the news, but it's going to happen one day. I also want to note that I do have a TikTok shop now, so I'm excited about that. But I'll tell you some of the things that's in um the bill that's trying to pass federally. Um, Pretty much everything's going to be cheaper. Everything's going to be cheaper. There's going to be more tax benefits for Americans on all levels, so not just the rich. Um, and we'll go into tariffs. We'll talk about tariffs because I'm an economics graduate and I actually like tariffs. I like the way things are going with the tariffs because, for example, if we take on China, if we think about China in the tariff war, the news reported that there was a pause on tariffs. No, essentially, there was a 90-day agreement with the tariffs. And so we weren't taxing China on anything to bring things in there. Now, remember, China's communist. So are you cheering for the commies? Are you cheering for capitalism? Right? Uh, we weren't charging anything. So 0%. We weren't making any money from that. Y'all, some people say tax the rich. Well, we just did. Uh, but we got them to agree for 90 days to pay 30% tariff. The reason that they agreed to this is because once we had imposed tariffs on them, their economy started collapsing. So in essence, we started winning um, because it was such a big thing. Like for example, Temu stopped buying Chinese products, right? And you got to think those over there. If you support that communist thing, they're working over there for pennies on the dollar. Some people say, you know, raise the minimum wage. Well, if I have a product that I'm making here in America and I'm trying to sell over there overseas, and they're charging me 250% more for my American product to be in China, then I can't really do business over there. So we had hit them with the 145%. When I say we, I mean Trump, right? Trump hit them with that 145, and that wasn't even like what they were hitting us with. Uh, so it's really wasn't a problem until we did it, right? It was they've been doing it. So now we're being charged by them instead of 250%, 10%. So for a small business like myself, since I'm a realtor, I'm considered a small business. That 10%, if I do business with China, like say I sell a product with China to China, I only pay 10% tax instead of 250% tax. Now, if you don't think that was good, that's what they were doing to us. Okay, they were charging us 250. Now Trump got that down to 10%. Now, as a penalty, they're paying us when they bring in stuff in 30%. Right? So say China makes the same product I make here. Well, China product is going to cost them now 30% more than mine. And then what Trump did for me is if I made everything here and my employees are from America, I pay 0% tax. So so they're paying 30% tax, 0%. Now, it's going to take a while for a small business like myself to develop into a better situation, right? So with that 0% tax, I can probably even go lower on the cost. So somebody's going to look at that, and um let's just say something is $10. The product cost me $10 to make, right? It will the essentially someone China would have to pay $13. So it'd be two items on the rack. One's $13, one's $10, right? But I got a 0% tax. 0%. This is just the tax. So my cost is 30% lower off the bat. Now, if I put made in America, then it's even less. I can probably go $9. And so that helps American companies win. Hey everyone, how y'all doing? Um let me see if I got any comments in here. Nope, I don't know this one. All right. But so now as America starts doing this stuff, right, we're still collecting 30%. So say we sell a million products, right? Say there's a million things sold over here. Well, guess what? That's $3 million that the US government has just brought in. Meanwhile, that knocks down the debt that we owe. So now they're taxing that. And they're not taxing me. They're not depending on me to make this investment. They're depending on them. So while they're doing this, the G, the USA debt is going down. So it's pretty genius. At the same time, I'm building my business, right? So it's like we're making money. It's a great business move. And you're going to see this in real estate. And so you're going to see development come here. So for Texas, we're cutting the red tape. So what I mean by the red tape, if you're not familiar, when you go out and you want to do things, you got to get permits, you got to get this, you got to get that. And because we got rid of DEI, we actually have people who are efficient in getting these things done. Like they're not just sitting around making an hourly wage, in their skirt or whatever, men in their skirt or whatever. They're out there actually doing a job. So I mean, it can still be a man in a skirt, but guess what? He knows how to do the job. He knows how to do the job. So we know that now. So we can be more efficient in everything that we do. So they said for every so if you think about it this, Texas is trying to explode. We're the number one company for business, right? Now, if you bring everything here, and one of the biggest lies that they will tell you is that we don't have enough resources here. Like we don't have lithium. No, we have lithium. We have lithium. We probably have the most lithium in the world. We Even when we send stuff to China, we're sending our stuff and they're just processing it for us. But what they're also doing is they're stealing from us. They're stealing our ideas. They're doing our intellectual property. They're re-engineering, they're bootlegging it pretty much, if you want to say it like that. That is what they're doing. So now, check this. We get this money and these businesses are moving here, lowers the shipping costs because we're not shipping it overseas. So that lowers the cost for you as a consumer, right? But guess what? You're also working there, right? Summer jobs. So at the same time we kicking people out, right? We kicking people out. Now the youth have a business. They have a job. They have opportunity that they can pay for different things. So in a way, it is working twofold. So as we kick 21 million illegals out of our country, we have people that need jobs, right? Full time jobs, not part time jobs, full time jobs. Okay. At the same time, shipping costs are going down. The prices of eggs are going down. This is working, y'all. This is working very fast. Now, the Fed and some of the news and some of the economists, they just don't like your boy. They don't like your boy Trump. So they're gonna say negative things about him, but the proof is in the pudding. When you look at it, they're like, well, "We didn't know it could be done," because you don't have it. Like you just got some kind of derangement to where you don't want to believe the numbers that are showing how bringing more money into the country is a bad thing. It's not. It's not. Okay? It's not at all. And then you have some companies that are kind of conflicted. One of the examples I give is like, okay, uh, let's say for example, let's say Apple. So I love Apple, right? I love their iPads, I love their cell phones, I feel like they're the king of communication. But Tim Cook belongs to a certain group of people, right? And he knows this is good for business. They kind of peer pressure him into not saying, "Hey, this is a good thing," because they don't like the president. So every time there's a good thing that happens, there's like a drawback, right? And in that instance, that's when you play the market a little bit because hey, with no good deed unpunished, right? So it's a drawback, then it's a jump, but they don't want to give Trump credit at all. So, but anyways, as they bring their businesses here, that's the commercial world, right? I'm a realtor, that's commercial. So who's gonna build those things? You have like 21 different builder associations that that's gonna build here, right? And they're gonna work hard on it and they're gonna do protocol because maybe y'all don't understand that illegals can't build better than Americans. Illegals do not build homes, construction better than Americans. Now that's illegals. And that don't mean foreign people. Illegals. Illegals couldn't even follow the process of doing things correctly. How are they going to build your home correctly? They're not. They're going to cut corners, and companies that hire them are cutting corners to build. And you don't want that beer can in the middle of your wall. All right. You don't want that trash and everything else in the middle of your walls. You want somebody who's going to really take some pride and put some stuff and get this work done. I mean, this is America. We're gonna get one of them houses that your grandparents have. We're gonna get one of them solid houses, and we're gonna win. I mean, that's just the attitude. So now, as these commercial buildings go up, guess what? That creates more jobs. They have to produce product in there. That creates more jobs. Because for example, sometimes the military people they go out to the military, they come back home, right? They wanna work with their hands. They wanna go to a job where they can work with their hands, and that's what they wanna do. A lot of men, we like to work with our hands. We like to be interactive, and that's what it's gonna be doing. That's what we're gonna be doing. So, as we cut expenses and everything else, I mean, we were already at the top. we were already one of the top countries in the world. I mean, we're going to be even better, and I think Texas is going to be even better as well. Energy prices are definitely coming down. They have this new technology, which kind of has a bad name to it because when you think of it's called nuclear energy, but when you think of nuclear power, you think of explosion and everything. But I hear it's safer than everything. And for Texas, nuclear energy is actually it's gonna replace. It's gonna supersede oil. So think about that. You know, Texas is big on oil, but if nuclear energy is gonna be bigger than oil, wow, that's a lot of jobs. And that means what? You need more homes, you need more builders. And guess what? Texas doesn't have state taxes. So you look at that, and another great thing about kicking these illegals out is that the insurance companies know that some illegals were building these homes and they were raising the prices. Like if you look at California, right? They just raised insurance 15 to 20%. Who wants to pay that? I don't. I don't. I don't. I just want a nice home that's affordable, that I can start on, and get these people. I want to put y'all in a home. So all this, all these things about tariffs, they're good. They're good because the businesses are going to be good. So if you have a business, then I want to, motivate you to go ahead and start your business, and pour into it, pour into it. This is a time you do not be tired, Um, we got 3.5 years left, if that. You got 3.5 years to get established and get this money, right? So I want you guys, as a motivational tip, I want you guys to go ahead and work hard because it can work for you. I believe in it. This is the greatest time for you to do your work. This is the greatest time. We have Texas, I mean Greg Abbott has set us up to win on every level. Texas actually kind of beats the USA in innovations, but the fact that USA is also making it easier, mm, and Greg Abbott is deploying his own um, sort of Doge team to be efficient and everything. And he tried to lower property taxes, but other places like Harris County, they raised them. They raised them, and I'm your insight on all of that. I'm your insight on all that because, like I said, I don't know if y'all can see, but that's my economics degree. And what's crazy is, so I have an economics degree from the University of North Texas. And if I know this, then the top level economists know this, right? So I know they're deliberately lying to you. They're lying to you so you don't be successful. But this is, I have to come on here like this. I don't usually go live. I have to come on here to combat the lies. And it's a lot of lies. So I'm gonna start going live more often. Uh just so y'all stay motivated and y'all stay in tune with what's really going on, you know? Because I mean, as much as some of y'all love DEI was set up by a Chinese spy to help us fail so they can surpass us. That's what it was. It was perfect. I mean, it was diabolical, but it was a perfect plan. And we're not gonna lose, We're not gonna lose. That's not, I got a sports back, I play sports and I even coach a little bit. But we ain't finna lose around here. So I do believe that interest rates are gonna go down. But once they go down, people are going to try to raise the prices of their home. So is it beneficial for you to wait to interest rates to go down and the prices are higher? And they said every quarter of a percentage, I think like 2 million more people come into the market. So do you really want to wait to go against 2 million people, like especially if you're trying to buy in the ideal location. Do you want to wait? I don't think you should wait. I think what you should do is you should go ahead and buy now because it's pretty much an even market right now. It's pretty balanced. So what I mean by that, it's not a seller's market, it's not a buyer's market. And what I like to call it, it's a realtor's market. This is where your realtor's going to come in. This is where your realtor matters. And got to be able to negotiate. Got to be able to market, negotiate, and keep hustling. Just keep working. And so I feel like your realtor is really going to matter at this point in time for you to be successful. So let's say, for example, right now you can probably get a home for 5%, 5%, right? There's ways you can do things. There's things you can ask for in real estate that will make your interest rate go lower and can be fixed. But let's say the house is, I think the average house in Texas is about 440,000 right now, right? And that's a big jump. There's some people that say, "Oh, I was waiting for interest rate to go down." You never bought anything. You never bought anything, right? So if I can say anything, I say work on your credit, work on your don't fall into the student loan trap. Like some of y'all student loans were deferred, pay them, pay them, because it's really going to pay off. I feel like this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity that's going to be made movies about. Get your credit right. Get your credit right. If you do reach out to me, we can do soft pulls on your credit. If you have over a 660 on your credit, we can do a soft pull and we can do a soft pre-approval where if you're over 660 credit score, you don't have to do a credit inquiry until we put the offer on the house. That way, your credit won't be affected. But if you want to do a soft pull, just reach out to me. I do this technology stuff to make it easier. Hey, Brooke. Uh, but that's what we do. So if you have any questions, just let me know. I'm gonna start going live more often. Also, hey, I got a shop in the TikTok shop finally. So I'll be selling things on there. But if you have any economic questions or real estate questions, or even just want to know about different neighborhoods, I have a bunch of detail like demographics. I mean, I can even pull up if they Democrat or Republican, if they're Democrat or Republican neighborhood. I mean, it goes down all that stuff. I'll provide you that stuff, but I can't do things like, hey, I don't want to live in a non-Democrat. You got to look that up on your own. I'll show you where to go, maybe, but you got to look that up on your own. You see the education, and so if you want to buy a property and you want to say, hey, is this a good commuter city? I want to rent this out. If you want to do commercial, the luxury market is really moving right now. So the luxury market in Texas is pretty much a million and above. Uh, and that market is moving uh, better. Now, some of the homes that are, immaculate in a nice area that's under a million, they're moving pretty quickly. So it's location, location, location. But for me, I sell, if I put it like this, it really don't matter to me what you are. You could be a Republican, you could be a Democrat. If you choose me, you're gonna be a winner. That's how I go. That's how I go. If you choose me, you're gonna be a winner. And so I'm gonna work my hardest to do right by you because you picked me. And business is personal. So personally, I'm gonna do my best for you. And business wise, I'm gonna be most efficient for you. And like I said, I made things easy. And even after the sale, we'll stay in contact. You're family now, right? You invested into me. I'm gonna invest into you. I'm gonna help you with just different things like your homestead. Or if you have any real estate question, I do want you to call me. Especially if you're a past client. If you're a past client, you know, I smile every time I think about you. I got paid. You got a nice house. I met your family. I smile every time I think about you. I think about the smiles you had when you got the house and the money I had. So you really smile at me because I got paid. So it kind of works every way, which way. And I'm glad that you chose me. And you are like family. Um, so if you want to jazz real estate up, my website is jazzalexander.com. You can find my phone number on there. Text me. I love I can do a whole transaction. I'm not the best texter, but I'm cold now. I worked on it, y'all. So I can do a whole transaction through text messages now. So we can definitely do that. Let me see if I got anything in here. Okay. Like I said, I'm new to this chat thing, so I'm gonna need to learn how to get on LinkedIn and go live. I don't even know if you can do that. I'm gonna try to do Snap, but I don't know Snapchat. But that's pretty much it for today, y'all. I'll bring up what I'm gonna do next time is I'll probably go live again today or tomorrow, but I'm gonna bring up some new policies and how that's gonna affect real estate and how you can use that this time period when this is the playoffs, this time period of when to win. How you can use this time period to win. And that wouldn't be great. That's just we're all about to get rich. That's all I can say. We're all about to get rich. Don't put your head down. Don't fall into depression. We're all about to get rich. Anybody that comes mess with me, we're about to do our best and we're gonna get rich. Okay. It's just team effort. It's team effort. So just come, talk to Jazz, you know, come with a positive attitude. Come ready. Come ready. Right? When I say come ready, I mean come ready mentally to win. Okay. I don't really have to hear about, this happened, this happened. Let's win. Okay. That's what I want to do with you. I want to win. So, winning mentality. I come from a winning culture. Okay. So, listen to me. I will show you the data to prove everything, but you have to come to win. Okay. I can't, I can bring you to water, but I can't make you drink it. And I ain't even going to try. But I will tell you, we will win. And that's all I got to say for today. Thanks for joining.